What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video about AMC, but we're not just going to be talking about AMC today. We're going to be talking about Ken Griffin, because you know that is my favorite topic. That is my favorite person to talk about, my favorite person to discuss, because he is the one, like it or not, that is making all of this happen for us, and he is going to be the reason that AMC does finally see a MOASS when it does happen for us. So we are going to get right into the video, but before we do, please do not forget to smash that thumbs up button, but only if you enjoy the video. Obviously, I wouldn't ask you to do it if you didn't. And of course, if you're not subscribed here, I'm not sure what in the hell you're waiting for, because, you know, I drop content just like this every single weekday, and now it appears that, you know, I dropped a video yesterday on Saturday, I'm dropping one today on Sunday, so yeah, I guess every single freaking day I'm taking time out of my weekends to work and report to you guys, because this is important stuff. But now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Ken Griffin. So what's been going on with Ken Griffin lately? Well, first there's the Chelsea deal, okay, and that's not the highlight of our freaking night. That's not what we're actually here to talk about, but I want to go ahead and bring it up because, you know, we need to discuss it. So Ken Griffin, he wants to buy Chelsea. What in the hell is Chelsea? It's a football club. And when you're thinking of football, you're thinking of guys throwing around a ball made out of pigskin, or at least that's what you're thinking if you're from the US of A like I am. That's, you know, what comes to mind. But we're talking about the UK here, United Kingdom, if you didn't understand the acronym, which would mean that football means soccer, soccer means football. Get it? Yeah. Took me a long time to understand that one, but yes, that's what's going on. So the Chicago Cubs owners, okay, the Ricketts and Ken Griffin have teamed up to try to buy Chelsea Football Club. Will they outbid everybody else? Who in the hell actually knows? We're about to find out. All I know, and the only reason that this matters, is because Ken Griffin is using our money to place his bid, or his joint bid, with the Rickett family, the owners of the freaking Chicago Cubs. Yeah, that pisses me off, because he's using my money, and I'm an ape, and when he's using ape money that doesn't belong to him, that should piss you off as well, assuming that you're an ape, you know. But now let's get into the juicy stuff, okay? So yesterday, I made a video for you guys, and I talked about something that's going on at Citadel Securities, something that's going on with Ken Griffin, and we talked about a potential federal investigation. Actually, it's not a potential federal investigation. This is a federal investigation that is taking place as we speak, and hopefully these lazy government bastards are actually doing their jobs, and they're going to be all up Ken Griffin's ass with this situation that we're about to discuss. Now, I know other YouTubers have probably reported on this, you know, previously in the last day or two, but they didn't do a good enough job. So we're going to get into all of the details, okay? So we know that Ken Griffin is being investigated. We know that Citadel is being investigated, okay? What are they being investigated for? Well, number one, the DOJ, and we're going to talk about why that's important versus why, you know, versus the SEC or somebody else investigating them. But the DOJ is investigating Citadel for not only front-running trades, but also for short selling, problems with short selling, wonder what that could be about, and a few other undisclosed issues, or undisclosed to us at this time. But what really seems to be troubling here, not for us, but for Ken Griffin and his goons and his ex-employees, I would say current employees, but a lot of them are no longer employees. And we're going to talk about the dangers of that for Ken Griffin and Citadel in just a moment as well. But here's what's been going on over the last few months. Some other YouTubers are trying to act like, oh my God, Citadel just fired all of their employees overnight. It didn't happen overnight. It's been happening for about 4 to 5 months, okay? But here's the problem with that. Over the last few months, nearly a year, Citadel has been advertising. They've been recruiting, hiring like crazy, paying people insane amounts of money to come trade for them, to be traders for Citadel. They've been recruiting talent. They've been seeking talent. Their ads are everywhere. They've really, you know, been going at it, trying to find talent that is worthy, okay, of being a part of Citadel. So if you're hiring, if you're going through all this trouble to put ads out everywhere to hire employees, why in the hell are you firing employees? Well, simple explanation for that. Maybe the employees you have just suck. They don't know how to trade. But that brings me to ask another question. Well, how come you're firing employees that have been there for nearly 20 years? I mean, obviously they were good enough to be at your company, to be with Citadel for nearly 20 years, okay? Not all of these are just traders, just low freaking people at the bottom of the totem pole at Citadel Securities. Some of these were top executives of Citadel Securities, but not all of them have been fired. Some of them forgot to show up for work for a few days. Others, well, they decided to resign. And we all know what it means when you decide to resign, right? If we look at people, okay, at any company that hold an important position and all of a sudden they resign, well, that usually means that, there's an investigation going on. Someone's up their ass and they have to resign or face severe penalties and consequences. So if that doesn't give you a clue as to what in the hell is potentially going on at Citadel or has been going on at Citadel, well, maybe you should wake up and smell the freaking green beans and coffee. We got one guy, been there 16 years, and all of a sudden decides, well, I'm not going to show up for work anymore. We got another guy, been there just as long, and all of a sudden he's put on a leave because, they're investigating him. They're looking into him for front-running trades and tipping off other traders that all of a sudden got fired, okay? Other traders at Citadel Securities. So bottom line is, we know that Citadel Securities is being investigated. We know that employees of Citadel Securities are being investigated. We know that they're releasing employees or firing them. We know that people are not showing up for work or resigning, which is all signs of, well, shady crap going on. Now, somebody in my last video or in the comments of my last video pointed out, well, they get, these severance packages, which means that they sign a contract and they can't be whistleblowers. But here's the thing, not all of them are going to be whistleblowers. Some people are going to just be disgruntled regardless. Like the people that are walking away, freaking resigning, they're going to get pissed off because they're not getting all the things that they're used to getting, while others will be filling their shoes at some point. So these people are going to become whistleblowers. Then you've got some top of the freaking totem pole employees that know a little bit too much about the company and a little bit of too much about what's going on at the company that may also speak up. We also know that there's some people that maybe didn't know what in the hell was going on at Citadel Securities when they got hired, or for whatever reason, they went in there to work for Citadel, and all of a sudden they've had a change of heart, and they want to become a whistleblower and do the right thing. So whistleblowers will more than likely come out of this scenario that's going on here, okay? So that means this is definitely not good for Citadel Securities, but this is definitely good for the Apes. Now, let's address something else. Something else that I told you we would be addressing in today's video. And that would have to do with the SEC, the DOJ, even Gary Gensler, okay? So notice that I told you that this was a federal investigation, which means that, no, it has nothing to do with the SEC. It has nothing to do with Gary Gensler. First of all, Gary Gensler hasn't been doing spit. He's done absolutely nothing for us apes. If you want to speculate as to why, well, be my guest. I don't really give a crap as to why he's not doing crap. All I know is that he hasn't done anything meaningful for the apes as of right now, as of me, the time that I'm recording this freaking video. But even if Gary Gensler were to do something, we all know that it would just be a big joke. They'd maybe slap Citadel with another fine, a fine that we did find out recently. Citadel and other hedge funds really don't even end up paying, or a lot of these hedge funds don't. We don't know if freaking Citadel pays them or doesn't, or whatever the case may be. It really doesn't matter. But we don't want them to just get fines, okay? We don't want them to just get fined. We want them to be in some serious freaking trouble. We want them to be in deep spit. We want someone, okay, or some entity that has the power to get these bastards in trouble. And we're talking about individual bastards. So we're not talking about Citadel as a whole. We want, individual employees to get in trouble. We want Ken Griffin ultimately, but we want his top executives, and if it means starting at the bottom of the totem pole to work our way up to the top executives and then to Ken Griffin, that's A-okay with me. Because what happens then is people start talking, people start snitching, and the only way that's going to happen is if a federal agency such as the DOJ goes after them, because that means prison time. That doesn't mean fines. That doesn't mean, hey, we're going to slap you on the wrist, pat you on the back, and say it's okay. That means someone's in some deep shit. Someone's fixing to do some freaking serious freaking prison time, and y'all are going to freaking talk. That's the way we're going to get to Ken Griffin, because we have to take him out. If we take him out, well, the whole thing just falls apart. But when we start from the bottom, start taking the pawns out, okay? Hope you understand my analogy. I'm talking about chess and Citadel here. We start with the pawns. We go after bigger players. Those bigger players will lead to even bigger players, and then eventually to Ken Griffin. How long will this take? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you. But you know what? I'm damn sure happy that this is going on, because this is one of the reasons that I'm holding my freaking shares for an event like this to pretty much go down, take place, occur, however you want to refer to it as. I want it to happen so that we can get paid. Right now, Ken Griffin, as I told you at the very beginning of this video, is spending our money on whatever the hell he wants to spend it on. And I don't want him to feel safe. I don't want him to feel comfortable. I don't want him to feel like, hey, I can just take ape money that I'm stealing from the freaking apes and other retail investors that I'm getting through PFOF and blow it on whatever the hell I want to, because it's not his money to spend. It's our money. Money that we need for our families, money that we need for ourselves, money that we need to be able to do whatever in the hell we want to do, because that's the reason that we got into this play in the first place. So that's what I want to leave you with today. And if you appreciate that, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button if you hadn't already. And if you're not subscribed yet, I hope I've convinced you to do so.